Thank you for your time. Where are you from?
I'm from India.
Okay. Are you visiting or living here?
I'm actually here for work. Yeah, so I'm here for about 3 months.
3 months.
Yeah.
So far, how long have you been staying here?
It's actually been almost 2 months.
2 months.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what is impression of Japan this time?
You know, one of the major differences from I think back home is that people are extremely sweet and helpful. Like, despite the language barrier, because not a lot of people know English, even then they go out of their way to help you, to like assist you. So that way people are very sweet, they're very hospitable. So I think that's one of the the major things that I noticed in the people here. Also, one more thing probably is that people here are the way they feel about their culture, about their traditions is far more, it's very important to them. While it's important for Indians also, but I think somewhat we've just we don't care so deeply about it.
About your culture.
About the culture. But here, it's even if it's like the smallest thing, it's as small as I'd gone for a baseball match. And so I saw the crowd cheering for their teams, and I could also go for one of the fireworks event, right? And just the crowd, everybody was sitting enjoying the fireworks. So things like that was very different.
Okay.
Yeah, so celebrating their culture and how important it is for them is probably more deep rooted in Japan as opposed to India. Yeah.
Okay. So you mean that there are much more events which reminds us about our culture?
Probably, yes. And how Japanese people are still stuck to that and still give so much importance to it. That was very nice and refreshing to see. Yeah.
I thought that Indian people also have great importance to their culture too.
We do for sure. I mean, we still care. Obviously, we have numerous festivals.
Yeah.
That's also there. But I think the current younger population probably cares less about it. But that was a difference that I saw here. Yeah.
Okay. So what do you like about your culture?
India is a very diverse country.
Yes.
So there are numerous festivals. There are different languages.
Culture is also different depending on
Exactly. So there's honestly so much to learn. Like, I'm somebody who's from North India, and I don't know half of the stuff in the southern part of my country, right? Like, there's so much, there's different culture, there's different festivals. So I think it's so much to learn from India itself, given the diversity, given the different in language and everything.
Okay.
So yeah, that's something that stands out from a lot of other countries probably.
So you like the diversity,
The diversity,
of
yeah,
your
for
country.
sure.
Okay, I want to ask about Japan again. So spending 2 months living here, did you get some struggling?
To be honest, struggle not so much. I feel like travel is so simple here. Once you understand how the train system works, everything is so well connected in Japan that there's probably a metro station every 500 meters, right? So travel is very convenient. But one thing that I think is slightly overwhelming in the initial parts, like when you just come here, is the slight language barrier. Because obviously not a lot of locals know English, and just to explain what you want is slightly a challenge. But now with Google Translate and everything, life is so much easier, right? So it helps.
Okay. So you don't feel much difficulties now?
Not at all. I just felt it initially for about, honestly, a day or two. But then after that, you just get used to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see. So far, what did you like the most about Japan?
I think, like I told you, people, for sure. That's the first thing. Also, the country offers so much of both traditional aspects as well as modern. So I love that. I recently traveled to Kyoto and Nara.
Okay.
Yeah, and I loved how, the traditional part is also being preserved while Tokyo is such a modern city. So I think that mix of culture is pretty good, yeah.
So lastly, after 1 month, you were coming back to your country, right?
Yes.
So when you come back home, what do you want to bring back from Japan?
Just being more kind to people, being more helpful, because I saw that a lot in the people here. Also, the work ethic. I think the way people work with so much passion, with so much commitment, is something to take back from, yeah. I love that.
It was very nice to talk with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It was great. Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Where are you from?
I'm from Uruguay, South America. Yes, far from here.
Very far.
Yes, 2 days flying.
2 days flight.
Yes.
So long. Are you just visiting, right?
Yes, we came 1 month to go around Japan.
Okay.
Yes.
Why did you decide to come to Japan?
Because we always wanted to come, and our son lived here from
Really?
two years ago, from 1 year.
For job?
No. He was traveling around the world with his family, and they stay here, and they told me it's lovely, I would like to go again. So let's go to Japan.
Okay.
Yes. We are going to take a cruise from the National Geographic, and we are going to sail all around Japan and South Korea. 2 weeks, 20 days in a boat. The boat stop, and we go and we walk, sightseeing and walking.
Okay.
Yes.
So far in Tokyo, what is impression about Tokyo?
A very, very, very big city. I'm coming from a very small city, so we know each other, and hello here in Tokyo, and the buildings are really everything, and the parks in the middle of the city. Today we want to walk at the
Shinjuku?
Joy Park.
Shinjuku Gyoen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Did you visit Shinjuku?
See. We walk all morning around.
Did you
Nice. Yes. The city is very big and many buildings, and so the parks are very important for the
nature?
ozono and nature and to breathe.
Okay. I want to ask about culture shock. Did you see some cultural difference?
Yes.
What kind of cultural difference did you see?
Something that paid my attention was everybody here are thin. They are not fat people because the food
Because of
is
diet.
it's diet. They don't eat much bread and I like it. If you go, sorry if it's some American is sympathy, but if you go to Miami or to America, a lot of fat people.
What about in Uruguay?
It's the middle,
Middle.
but here everybody is nice.
Okay, I see.
And
Interesting.
healthy, because it's not good to be.
Yeah. What do you want to say to people who want to visit Japan?
Go to Japan. Go to Japan. It's very, very, very nice. I love it. And what I'm going to say to Japan people, go to Uruguay. It's the best country. It's very, real. It's very peaceful, very seguro, safe. It's very, very safe. And we have nice beaches. Summertime, January and February are the best months to visit Uruguay. The beaches are the best.
Okay.
Then you can go one day to Argentina, but first of all, Uruguay. And people is very friendly too.
Okay.
Yes.
So it was very nice to talk with you. Thank you so much.
De nada.
Thank you for your time. Where are you from?
I'm from Belgium.
Are you visiting or living here?
I'm visiting here Japan for 2 months.
You decide to take this long trip in Japan.
Yes.
So what made you to decide to do this trip?
I've just finished my studies, so I wanted to do something special to celebrate it. And what made me decide for Japan, I've always been interested in Japan. I wanted to go alone somewhere, and so Japan was kind of a nice decision for me.
Especially what were you interested in about Japan?
I think it's a special culture. It's very different from the Occidental culture in Europe, but still it's a very modern country as we see it from Europe, and I can see that in Tokyo. But I will discover also the countryside of Japan in a month, as I will be traveling with a van there.
So you are renting van in Japan, driving by yourself?
Yes, at first I'm doing 3 weeks by the train here with the Japan Rail Pass, and then I'm renting a van for about 4 weeks to visit more the northern countries and Hokkaido.
Wow, interesting.
Yes. And I haven't planned a lot of things here. I just know a few places I want to visit, like Fuji, some place in Hokkaido, some national parks, and for the rest I only plan it a couple days before. Like right now, I planned yesterday my trip to Fuji, and after Fuji I don't even know where I'm going, so it's a bit exciting to do it like that.
Okay, so you are planning a little bit and you are doing like kind of spontaneous trip too.
Exactly, I'm planning step by step.
It is like a 4th day for you, but so far, what was your culture shock in Japan?
For now on, I don't think there is a big cultural shock, sorry. I mean, Tokyo, it's a big city, very modern, very occidental. So from now on, I cannot really tell the difference. Everything is so well organized. But what I can say is that people here are very, very polite. They always bend in front of you to say thank you, and they always welcome and try to help you as much as possible, which is not always the case in Europe. it is sometimes, of course. Also, the main difference with Belgium is the weather. It's so hot here, so hot and humid in Belgium. It's always cold and rainy, so it's nice, but I'm not very particularly fan of the heat right now.
Okay, so approximately like how hot is it in Belgium?
Right now, all my friends are telling me that it's like 15 to 20 degrees and raining, and it's summer in Belgium.
Right now?
Right now, yes, and we are in the beginning of September.
It's much more comfortable there.
Yes, I think the best would be in between the two countries.
Yes. So you mentioned that you felt Occidental in Tokyo, like Western.
Yes, Western civilization. I mean, all the buildings, the metro is very well organized. Everything is so modern. That's all I can say about it. But what I can tell about Tokyo is like, what I found a bit particular is that you walk into Tokyo, you are first into a residential area, then you find a temple, and then just after you're in a business area, and then into a park or something. Everything is like
Packed in the same place.
yes, exactly. So it's a bit funny and weird, but I really like it like that.
Okay. Your trip in Japan just started, right? So
Yes.
what are you looking for?
This is my first solo trip, so I want to enjoy it as much as possible and to learn also about myself. I don't know what to expect, but I will be welcoming any experience with this.
Okay. You're just excited about entire your trip.
Yes.
Okay. So it was very nice to talk with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Thank you for your time. Where are you from?
So I'm from Mexico.
So are you visiting, right?
Yeah, I'm from in vacation, and I went from a part of a tourist group, visiting many cities.
Which part of Japan have you been?
I have been Nikko, Kyoto, Nagoya, Osaka, and I also went to Fujisan, Mount Fuji. Yeah.
Okay. You've been to many places.
Yeah.
Which place did you like the most?
I mean, Kyoto is very magical city, has a lot of history. All the houses and all the buildings are very typical of all Japan. So it's very magical. It's very cool also. It's nice.
So experiencing Japan for 20 days, did you get some culture shock here?
Yeah, well, since I'm from Mexico, things are a bit different there. With the people, in Mexico, you can basically approach to anyone, ask things or tell something, a compliment or whatever. Here, people is very polite, very respectful, but they also want their spaces. So if you don't have like any good reason to approach them, it is going to be extremely weird for them. And also like for me, because I'm not used to that kind of distance, basically. I have been in other like countries, and even if they have that distance, here in Japan is way longer, basically.
Okay. For example, in Mexico, is it okay to talk to completely strangers on the street?
Yeah. I mean, you can basically I was telling my friend the other day, like, you can basically approach any random guy, say something, and you have a friend in like 2 minutes. I don't think this is going to be possible in Japan because of that distance.
Okay. So it was very nice to talk with you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Nice to meet you.
ご視聴ありがとうございました。いかがだったでしょうか？動画のご感想やテーマのご要望などコメント欄で教えていただけますと幸いです。たくさんのコメントお待ちしております。チャンネル登録の際は通知ボタンもお忘れなく。